Welcome all. This is a Hormon yoga sequence for all levels. You will need a mat, a blanket, and maybe a brick or a bigger book. In this sequence, we will train the inner parts of our body, the inner thighs and the inner arms, and the yin parts of the body, and also we're doing a lot of circling, rounding movements and flow movements. We're taking care of our pelvic floor and hip area and also the female organs, and we're doing inversion, back bends and twists, which are all very good for the glands, especially for the adrenals, the thyroid, the hypophysis. And we're also keeping cool all the time the nervous system. We strengthen the nervous system as well as activating the parasympathetic nervous system. And now let's begin. Stand up straight. See that you're standing in Tadasana. The legs can be hip wide apart, and see that the outer edge of the feet is parallel with each other. With an inhale, reach up with your hand, interlace your fingers, and see that there is strength, and you're stretching your elbows. See that you're grounding with your feet, with your hip area, and lengthening through the crown of the head. Lengthen your spine as well. Breathe equally. For the hormonal system, it's very important the grounding. See that you arching and rounding your spine intermittently, 4 times in one direction and 4 times in the other direction. Meantime, keeping the hip area and the feet engaged. Next, exhale, bring the hands down and slowly come with the legs wide apart. See that the knee is looking towards the big toe and the second toe, and see that you keep even your hip. With an exhale, slowly side bend to one side and to the other side. Inhale, reach up, exhale, bend to the side a few times. We are still warming up the spine. It's very important that you warm up the spine every morning so it remains flexible and the nerves becomes vital, full of energy. And after, bring the hands to your neck, and with an exhale, slowly bend to the side, make a round with your spine and come back on the other side. Do it a few times. Meantime, keep grounding all the hip area and also the feet. Now place your hands above your knee and slowly twist to one side. Inhale, come back to the middle and twist to the other side. See that you're lengthening between the tailbone and between the crown of the head. And we're going to Prasarita Padottanasana. With an exhale, slowly bend forward from the hip. You can bend a little bit the knee. What's more important, don't overextend them. See that you're rooting with the heels all the time, making space between the sitting bones and reaching further apart with your hands. So you keep elongating the spine and you make big space in the body, meantime inhaling deeply. And with the next exhale, slowly come back to the middle and a few times twist to one side and twist to the other side. Interlace your fingers and slowly make waving motion to one leg and to the other leg. Feel as your spine is elongating. And now come with the legs hip distance apart, outer edge of the feet is parallel. Grab your elbows and slowly swing. You can hang the head and see as you elongating your spine. You can swing to side as well. See that meantime you are pushing up with the sitting bones and grounding with the heels. The elbow can be bended a little bit and the abdomen is long. And now slowly vertebra by vertebra come up. Bring one leg forward and start a little bit waving movement from your sacrum. Wave all the way up on your spine and back. See how this movement affects not only the spine but also the hip area and the female organs. This movement is bringing up the energy and it's also very good for the hormonal system, and you can do it for a few minutes as well. It's also very good for menstruational cramps. Just try to enjoy the movement, stay in your body and focus on your spine and on your sacrum. And with the next exercise, a little bit bend the elbow and slowly push forward your sacrum. We want to make as narrow as possible our hip area. Here we do two things. First, we're pushing up with the pubic bone and with the navel, and we're grounding with the tailbone while inserting the sacrum inside the body. When you are ready, slowly come up and let's continue with circling movements with your thighs. So a few times just start circling with your thighs in one direction and the other direction. Usually as we get older, we lose connection with our hip area and we becoming lazy this part. So now with these exercises, we're trying to bring back a little bit the energy into the hip area. Try to focus in the connection of your thighs and hip joints. Now let's swap leg. And we're doing 4 in one direction. 4 circling movements, and after 4 in the other direction. And when you are ready, inhale, bring up the knee and stretch the legs forward. And after, reverse the movement. First leg up and after bring close to the body by bending the knee. Maybe first time it will be a little bit difficult for you, but after it will becoming more and more easy and it will bring a lot of flexibility into the hip joint. Next, let's lengthen the psoas muscle. Raise your knee to your chest, interlace fingers and pull your knee close to your chest. The other leg can be a little bit bended and push your psoas muscle forward. Try to make your hip as narrow as possible. Keep it for a few breaths and after slowly come to high lunge position. See that you're grounding with both legs and your spine is straight, and a few times just tilt your hip. See that how you lengthening with this motion the hip, the psoas muscle. With an inhale, bring your hands over the head, lengthen your spine, and with an exhale, touch the back of the thighs and a little bit of back bend. Slowly come to a twist position. Opposite hands, legs, and see that you are stretching between the tailbone and between the crown of the head. With an inhale, slowly rise up and exhale, back bend. And after, slowly again come into a twist position. Do it a few times. See that meantime you are grounding with your legs and the weight is evenly distributed in both legs. Try to enjoy the movement. And when you are ready, with both hands on the ground and slowly come to Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. In downward facing dog, see that you bring the weight towards the leg, and intermittently you can bend one knee and the other knee. See that you're pushing your sacrum and sitting bones up to the sky, while meantime the outer edge of the feet remains parallel. Lengthening your spine, grounding with the ball of the hands and the ball of the feet. And now come to your forearm. Forearm should remain parallel, and you can bend the knee a little bit and reach the sky with your sitting bones. See that you're trying to lengthen your shoulders area. In the shoulder, we're accumulating a lot of stress, so it's very important to lengthen this area as well to feel relief, stress relieved. And now slowly come to our first vinyasa, 8 point, and after cobra position. And from cobra position, let's go back to Adho Mukha Svanasana. Next vinyasa, plank position, knee close to the heels, chest close to the knee, and from here raise one leg up. You can bend the leg as well, slowly back to the ground, up in cobra position, and back to Adho Mukha Svanasana. Now repeat it with the other leg as well. Plank position, after 8 point position, from 8 point position raise the other leg, little bit of waving motion, sliding on the ground, reach up with the crown of the head, and slowly come back to Adho Mukha Svanasana. From here, bring the other legs forward, the right leg forward now, and let's repeat on the other side as well. In highline position, tilt a few times the hip. See how your psoas muscle lengthening, weight equally distributed on both legs, and with an inhale reach up, grab the back of the thigh, a little bit of back bend, stay grounded all the time, and now a twist. Repeat it a few times. See that continuously you elongating your spine while you're grounding with the legs. And when you're doing the twist, try to bring the navel close to the inner thighs. Try to enjoy the movement, stay conscious in each moment. And with the next exhale, slowly reach the ground, come back to Adho Mukha Svanasana. And from Adho Mukha Svanasana, we come to plank position after 8 point position. And again, one leg version, slide forward to cobra position, insert the spine inside the body, Adho Mukha Svanasana. This, and now repeat it on the other leg as well. This vinyasa gives a lot of mobility, flexibility to the whole body and to the joints. Now let's stay in cobra position. See that the upper arm is parallel and next to the body all the time, and see that with an inhale you reach up with the crown of the head, and after slowly back. Repeat it a few times dynamically. See that you're grounding with your thighs all the time and inserting your spine inside the body. For the next cobra position, remain up, and a few times twist to one side. Try to see your heel and to the other side as well. With an exhale, slowly come back and relax for a few times. Try to breathe to the back, into your back. Lengthen the back of the neck. And now next, slowly come up to cobra position, and in cobra position, raise the heels towards the sky. See that the calves are perpendicular to the floor. And see that you're trying to narrow the hip area. And after push yourself up to Adho Mukha Svanasana, step forward to Utthita Padangusthasana. A few times you can swing, lengthen your spine. It's very good when fresh blood comes to your brain, to your head. And slowly, vertebra by vertebra, come up to standing position. And now let's continue with a little bit of grounding and balancing movements. Balancing movements, it's very important, especially after 40, because you lose your sense of balancing gradually after 40. So first we will do Vrikshasana, the tree pose. You can bring your legs to your calf or to your inner thighs as well. See that you level your hip area, pubic bone and navel up, tailbone grounding, and see that you are very stable and strong on your legs. You're narrowing the hip area. You can remain with the hands in Namaskar, or you can bring the hands overhead. And now the variation, try to close your eyes. Remain like this for a few seconds, for a few breaths, and doesn't matter if you fall. And when you are ready, slowly come to one leg chair position. Bring the ankle above the knee and try to make space between the sitting bones. It's very important, this space making between the sitting bones. And after, slowly release the position, and let's do it to the other leg as well. Bring the feet either to your calf or either to your inner thighs. See that with the front of the body you are reaching up, with the back of the body you are grounding, narrowing your hips while lengthening and inserting your spine. You can remain with the hands in Namaskar or bring it overhead and close the eyes. And just try to remain in this position for a few breaths. It doesn't matter if you fall, but when you close your eyes, you really can see if you indeed grounding with your legs or not. And when you're practicing, then you will have a better sense of balancing with time. And after, come to one leg chair position for 2-3 breaths. And when you are ready, just slowly release the position. And now, next, we will slowly come to the ground. And here we will do plank position for 2 minutes. I will notify you in every half minute, and you can decide if you want to go further or you want to rest for 10 seconds maybe. You can stay on your palms and see that you are pushing against the mat with the ball of your palms. The weight is not on the root of the palm. Now half minute already passed already. Or you can come to forearm position as well, and that's also very good. When you stay in your palms, then you feel that your wrist is also strengthening a little bit. And for us women, it's very important that we strengthening our wrist and ankles, because after 40 they can easily break. And now see that you are engaging the inner knees, the inner thighs and the inner upper arm and the inner elbows. You're squeezing towards each other. So now we are at 1.5 minutes now. Another half minute we going. And see that you're pushing with your heels, stretching your knees, really bringing power into your knee, and you are trying the tailbone directing towards the heels. Lengthening your spine and pushing up between the 2 shoulder blades. Upper arm and forearm supporting each other. If you want, you can swing to the front and back. Only a few seconds left for the 2 minutes. You are going very strong if you can keep for this long, and it's very important that we engaging our core muscles, because the stronger our core muscles, pelvic area and pelvic floor, the better our hormone system can be as well. And now when you are ready, just slowly come to child pose, sitting bones directing towards to the back and lengthening your spine, and just breathe for a few moments. And slowly come up, and now we will stretch our feet, so tuck under the toes, and after bring your buttock to your heels. If this too difficult for you, then you can come up and try to, as the weight of your buttock is pushing your heels, try to stretch your heels as long as possible. Meantime, a little bit stretching the wrist as well. And after come to rhombus position. In rhombus position, you touch the knee, you touch the heels and spread wide apart the heels. Try to engage equally the front and the back part of the body, the abdomen and the lower back, and the chest and the upper back. And after slowly come to malasana, to squatting position. You can do a little bit waving motion, and what's very important that you ground with your heel. If you cannot ground with your heel, then place a blanket or bolster under your heel and push against it with your heels. See that you lengthening your spine, inserting your sacrum inside the body, and you can do different variation. For example, bringing the hands up, or namaskar at your spine. See that you make space between the sitting bones and engaging your whole pelvic floor. This position is very beneficial for female health. You can keep it for a few minutes each morning, for example, and you will feel a huge release in your pelvic floor. And if you wish, you can try this one leg position as well. Then close the legs together, grab the outer edge of your feet, and try to balance between the how you can balance the weight so you can stay equal in the position. For a few breaths, try to repeat it in one leg and the other leg. If you cannot do it for the first time, with practice, after you intend a few times, I am sure you will be able to do it. If you have any knee injuries, don't attempt this asana. And when you are ready, slowly come to lying position, abdomen on the ground, and from here we going to dhanurasana. We going to the bow position. Grab your ankle and push your ankle against your palm, and see how all your joints became strong. And slowly after, raise your knee as long as you can from your psoas muscle. Keep the parallel the leg. Keep the elbow very straight. See the stretch at your shoulder level, shoulder blades together, and a few times you can swing to the front and back. Feel as you bring energy not only to your spine but also to all the joints. It's very beneficial, this asana. You should practice every morning, and it's also very good for adrenals and gives energy to the whole body. When you feel it was ready, then rest for a few breaths, elongate your spine, and breathe into the back side of your body. Deep inhale and deep exhale. And we will do another variation for the bow position, the one leg variation, when you are ready. We will attempt to the second time as well. Slowly come to dhanurasana. Feel as your hip is grounding, tailbone reaching towards the back of the knee. All your joints are very strong. And for a few breaths, you can release one leg and one hand, stretch. And just try to feel the power on the back side of your body. You can repeat it on the other side as well. And after, slowly come back to the middle and slowly push yourself up to child pose. See that you're making space between the sitting bones, and just lengthen your sacrum and lengthen your spine for a few breaths. And after, come into twisting in child pose. You can do maybe namaskar with the hands to one side. Just breathe equally and deeply. A nice stretch and twist in the spine. And after, repeat it on the other side as well. Twisting is also very important for the nerve system, for the spine, and for the internal organs as well. And come back to the middle. And next we will continue with forward bends, but you will need a brick, or if you don't have a brick, then maybe 2 or 3 books to support your forehead in Upavista Konasana. First, we're sitting on the ground, one leg is bended and one leg is straight. See that you're grounding with the back of the legs and the 2 sitting bones is equally on the ground. A few times turning the heel movements to one side and to the other side, releasing tension at the back part of the body. And after, slowly inhale, bring the hands up, lengthen your spine, align your trunk with the longer leg, with the elongated leg, and after, a side bend. Stay here for a few breaths. You can bring your forearm parallel with the elongated legs as well, and feel the stretch at your kidney and asanas. And after, let's repeat on the other side as well. Ground with your hip. A few turning movement, it feels very well, very good. And slowly bring the hands above the head, align your trunk with the elongated leg, exhale and slowly side bend. Just feel the good stretch at your kidney and asanas, and you can also breathe into these parts. One side squeezing, one side elongating. And with the next inhale, slowly come up. And now Upavista Konasana. Stretch both legs, ground with the back of the leg. If you cannot ground for the first time, then maybe you can ground after you practice a few times this asana. And now just slowly bend forward. We will do this asana as a restorative position. Now we don't have to bend really forward. What's more important, support your head, support your forehead, and feel as with each exhale you're releasing tension from the pelvic floor area. As you're doing a forward bend with a hip opening and supporting your forearm, it has really a deep stress releasing effect. You can stay in this position for a few minutes as well. Now we won't, because I don't want to do the sequence for so long, but anytime you feel the need to spend more time in an asana, just stop the video and just stay in the asana, watching your breath for a few minutes. Hormones reacting to our emotions, and they are interconnecting with our nerve system, so it's very important to make stress relief techniques every day. And after, slowly grab the outer edge of your knee, bring your legs together and bring back the energy to the inner thighs. Next we will do inversions. With inversions, if you haven't done it, or if you have any neck problem or spine issue, don't do it. Just keep this asana. You should do it only for your own risk. Now I'm showing you a nice, very easy headstand, in which you come to the crown of your head. You're releasing tension from your neck area, and see that there is a 90-degree between your upper arm and the forearm. See that your sitting bones is looking up to the sky, and maybe the first time you are not attempting bringing the calf to your upper arms, and maybe you just stay with the feet of the ball on the ground. And after, when you feel ready, then you can bring one calf and the other calf to the upper arm, and just stay in this position for 15-25 breaths. It's very good for the pituitary gland, but also for the lymphatic system. And if you want to go further, you can practice next to the wall, and you can bend the knee and place your feet on the wall as I show you. Without wall or without experienced yoga teacher, don't attempt this for the first time. But if you are advanced practitioner, you can do legs variation in the position as well. And what's important, that I'm thinking that for good hormonal health, inversions are inevitable, and you should do it every day, because it really has a lot of beneficial effect for your glands as well, and as well making equanimity inside the front and the back part of the body. Because to do inversions, you have to engage the front and the back part of the body equally, the muscles. When you feel it was ready, then slowly come down and just stay in child position at least for 6-8 breaths. And now let's continue with shoulder stand. While headstand is activating, energizing, shoulder stand is a smoothing energy which brings female energy inside the body. It's also very good for the thyroid glands. In shoulder stand, come to your shoulder and see that the upper arm are parallel with each other. Engage the back side of your body, insert the spine inside the body, and engage the back of the legs. See that your sternum is close to your chin, and try to actively engage the back and the frontal part of the body while reaching up with the feet. A few times activate the legs, and a few times you can point and flex with the legs. See that there is energy in the inner side of your knee. And now you can remain in this position up to 5 minutes, or if you want a little bit to activate your pelvic floor area, then you can do 3 round 20 rep squeezing and releasing the pelvic floor muscles, the entrance of the urethra, the vagina, and your anus pinus. So at the same time, squeeze and release, squeeze and release, squeeze and release, squeeze and release. It's very good because now all your internal organs are going back to their place, and when you also squeeze these muscles a little bit, it brings energy and blood flow into this area. So it's very beneficial for many reasons for the female body, this posture, and as well as the pelvic floor strengthening exercise, which we do here. Now I'm doing this in shoulder stand because I want to save time, but if you have time, then you can do a shoulder stand, and after you can either come to child pose or to a sitting pose, or a cat and cow pose, and you can do separately with 3 rounds, 20 rep, the squeeze and the release at the pelvic floor area. After 40, it's very important to train regularly our pelvic floor area. And when you are ready, then you can come to halasana, the plow pose. In halasana, see that the sitting bones looking towards the sky, you strengthening your lower backs and you bring power inside your knee. You pushing against the floor with the ball of your feet, and as you see on the picture, a few times you can do squeeze the belly inside and after releasing, like waving motion with the belly. This is an easier version of Nauli, which I do regularly in the morning, at least 2 rounds, 20-30 reps, just trying to make waving motion with the internal organs. It's very good for the intestines as well and to the female organs as well. You can do this in Adho Mukha Svanasana as well, as I will show you on the next video. But for saving time, I prefer to do this in plow position. And after, you can do Karnapidasana. It's very good for the neck and for the shoulders. And when you are ready, just slowly, vertebra by vertebra, come back. Relax for a few breaths, and after we will continue with a little bit of twisting to one side and to the other side. Feel as you're massaging the nerves at the sacrum. And you can remain in one side and the other side statically for a few breaths as well. And eventually we continue with relaxation. For relaxation, you can place your legs to the wall. I prefer to relax like this because I'm using my legs a lot during the day for running, walking. And when you're bringing up your legs to the wall, then they're releasing the varicose veins, and the calf muscles, the thighs muscles are all releasing. So usually it's very important that you never skip relaxation after asana practice. Relax at least for 5-10 minutes, because during the asana practice we're working with muscles, with nerves, with joints, with internal organs and bones, and if you don't relax after the practice, you will feel that you are more tired during the day. So after yoga practice, you always need 5-10 minutes at least relaxation. Now stretch your spine, stretch the back part of the neck and the lower back, and see that you feel comfortable. Release tension at the shoulders. And now I don't want to do with you a very advanced technique. All what I'm asking for you for the next few minutes, you just stay in the position without motion, and just try to feel safe, comfortable. Now you can release all the stress. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to do muscle work. Just let go everything which doesn't serve you anymore. Start to watch your breath, each inhale and each exhale. And in the next 2-3 minutes, I'm asking you only to watch your breath, remain in your body, bring unity between the breath, body and mind, and just give yourself time to refresh and rejuvenate. You can stay in this position as long as you want. Just feel your body from inside and pay attention to your sensation. Just pay attention and don't react. And see you in the next video.